Welcome Pisces to your reading for the week commencing April 21st. Let's pull your preview card, Pisces. And your preview this week, Pisces, is Death in Reverse. So for some of you, this, first of all, it could be about a Scorpio that is either distant, someone that you normally have around that isn't around you at the moment, or it could even be someone that has passed over that you're missing for a particular reason. Maybe they've passed very recently, or maybe it's their anniversary. First of all, we'll get that out the way. The second thing is that this could be a Scorpio who is causing you some difficulty or upset as well. However, the Death card in reverse as a general sense is always about change, transformation, time to close that door, time to open the next door. And sometimes we get trapped in the middle of that and we're not sure whether we're doing the right thing. Have I just walked away from something that I should have continued with or persevered with? Is this the right time for me to be moving into this next stage of my life? However, the Death card is always about the opportunities that are presented to us for good reason. It's transformation for the better. It's just, I think, sometimes where we doubt ourselves into, it can be about overthinking, but it can also be just the fear of change, the fear of something new. So let's pull the rest of your cards for this reading. This is for your Sun, your Moon, your Rising and your Venus signs, and it is a general reading. So please take what resonates and you can let the rest go. If you find that this reading does hit for you, then you might want to book a private reading with me, and I would love to meet you. If you do, you can book direct via the link in the description, which is at the very top of the description, which is when you read the title of this video and you click the more button at the end of the title, then it will drop down the rest of the description, and the very first thing at the top there will be the link to the booking page. If you have any issues or you want more information, you can reach out to me at revelationtarotgb@gmail.com, revelationtarotgb@gmail.com. So let's go. Let's see what's happening with you this week, Pisces. We're looking at your general energy, your opportunity, your challenge, your unforeseen events, and your advice. In your general energy, Pisces, we have the Emperor in the reverse position. This feels a little bit like being disempowered, or it felt like you were on top of something here, or you were confident about something, and now that's not the case. So I feel there's been a lot of energy, not just with you, Pisces, but with many other signs, where at one time or other you were very confident in the choices that you were making, because it felt like the absolute right thing to do. But now that feels different, and it's happening to many people. It's not just you. There's things happening for a reason. Maybe we steer ourselves in directions that we think we're meant to do or we're meant to be good at, and actually that's not. It might be more about what we want rather than what we are, and I think that's why sometimes we suddenly get pulled in a different direction, because the universe is helping to guide you towards what you are meant to be doing or who you are meant to be. So the next card in your opportunity is the Queen of Pentacles. Opportunity here to actually rise to the occasion, to be as successful as you possibly can be. It's almost like let go of the Emperor energy, who is super confident, has no doubt, is maybe overconfident, likes to dominate a situation. That isn't you, Pisces. Maybe you've been trying to be that person, but that really isn't you. It doesn't fit well. However, the Queen of Pentacles may be more you, even though you're a water sign, but when it comes to what drives you forward, when it comes to, you know, your own principles and how you, you know, how you motivate yourself, the Queen of Pentacles is much more like it. It's a much softer energy, but it's also someone who is very determined and focused on what they want in life. It's how you get to the place you want to be. As I keep saying, enjoy the journey, because it is always about the journey, not the destination. And this is about learning to enjoy the journey along the way. Don't just be focused on the end goal, because you're missing the point. The Knight of Cups is in your challenge. So first of all, this could be you. It could be you. It could be that you're finding it difficult to adapt to the differences you're feeling, your emotions are changing, your motivations are changing, and you may be finding that in itself difficult to understand or come to terms with. This could also be about another person, could be another water sign. It could be Cancer, Pisces or Scorpio, but don't focus on that too much. I could be picking up their rising sign. The challenge here is not allowing your emotions to get in the way of what it is you're trying to achieve here. I don't think you're one of the overthinkers in the zodiac, but I do think that you may have a habit of putting someone else's emotions before your own. So if you have if you're driven towards a particular person or a particular situation, and someone else comes up to you and says, yeah, but don't, you know, please don't do that, or please don't, you know, don't make that connection, because then it will do X, Y, or Z to me. You'll be, you know, to a certain extent, that will be the loudest voice in your head. But I think sometimes you hold back on what you should be saying, you know, instead of you turning around and saying, well, thank you, I understand, you know, why that would worry you, right? Talk to them about it. But, you know, this is about my life, not your life, however you put it. Instead of doing that, you'll just automatically appease them and say, oh, okay, I understand. Yeah, I see where you're coming from. That's fine. But then you'll go away, and for the rest of the day, you'll be fuming about what they've said to you. So it's like, you know, you have to be open and you have to be honest. The Eight of Cups is about, the Eight of Cups is in your unforeseen events. So it's almost as if instead of you just confronting this situation, you'd rather walk away from it because it's easier for you. And that's your choice. You have to live with whatever choice you make in life. But that's the unforeseen thing. It may be that you just think it's not even worth fighting for and you walk away from it. Or it may be that you see someone in a different light because of the way they've reacted to what you want, and you're walking away from them, possibly. The King of Swords is in your advice, which is interesting because I think I just had the same card, different deck, for Cancer as well as a King of Swords advice. So this is about you adopting more of the air energy. This is about think it through logically. Whatever's going on here, don't allow your emotion to cloud your vision. Don't allow other people's emotions to cloud your vision. Think about this logically. Be honest. Be direct. Be articulate. And don't leave any doubt, you know, allowing people to know the truth of the situation and how you feel, which is really important, because then it stops them manipulating you. So the Emperor in reverse is clarified by the Six of Pentacles reversed and the Three of Wands. So this feeling of being disempowered or losing your voice or presence in a way is also clarified by the Six of Pentacles in reverse, where there's a sense that you've put something into something and now coming to the understanding that you're not getting back what you should be getting back from it. It's been a very one-sided effort. You've put a lot in, not getting much out. The Three of Wands is how you grow from that. How do you move on from that? How do you turn this into something which is to your advantage? Or how do you see the positive in this? The Queen of Pentacles in your opportunity, clarified by the Queen of Pentacles and the Sun in reverse. I mean, the Queen of Pentacles is shouting at you here, Pisces. She's saying, you know, you have everything. You have all the ingredients. You are successful. You're well liked. You're ambitious in just the right amount. You have the emotion to go with it. You know, you have every ingredient that you need to be the perfect personal version of yourself. And that's the opportunity. The Sun in reverse comes in to just say, not everything's as clear as you want it to be. I think this is about clarity. It's about expecting there to be an epiphany that appears in front of you and says you are doing the right thing. That's not going to happen. But if you connect to your intuition, it will happen. You know, I think you know deep down that if something has to change, then change it. You know deep down if you're doing the right thing and you don't want to change anything, regardless of what other people think, you know. So the Knight of Cups is in your challenge, and this is clarified by the Six of Cups reversed and the Ten of Pentacles. There could be issues for some of you here, if we're going to go into specifics. There could be issues connected to money or connected to inheritance. The Six of Cups in reverse is about the past. It's about memories, about the connections, possibly with your children, possibly with your family, and your Knight of Cups energy, which is you, Pisces. The challenge here is that you want everything to be as it was, you know, your connection with maybe people in your family or friends. You're desperately trying to hold on to that, but there's money coming into this which changes people, and that's the problem. And you can't do anything about the way people change. You can only deal with yourself. And if someone changes, unfortunately, much of the time you can't do anything to change them back. You can make it known how you feel, but that quite often isn't going to be enough to change them back. It won't change them back, but you have the right to make them know let them know how you feel. The Eight of Cups is clarified by the Nine of Wands reversed and the Eight of Swords reversed. So you do, I think, decide, which is the last thing that you would have expected you would do, is that you decide to give up on this and just say, I can't do this anymore. I'm walking away for my own sake, for my own well-being, because I feel like I'm flogging a dead horse. The Nine of Wands in reverse is giving up that fight, giving up the persistence that you had until this point, the resilience, the persistence, the determination. And the Eight of Swords, when you do that, comes in the reverse position because it frees you from that energy of feeling stuck or trapped, or not feeling like you're in one place and you're not getting anywhere. The King of Swords is in your advice, clarified by the Eight of Cups reversed and the Two of Pentacles. So probably everything in you is telling you not to give up. Everything in you is telling you not to walk away from that person or that situation, because you're reading it as being a failure. You're seeing yourself as failing. You haven't failed at anything, Pisces. If anything, you've done more. You've gone above and beyond more than anyone else has. And for that, you should be very proud of yourself. Nobody else probably has put as much effort into this situation as you have. And the reason you're doing it is for very good reasons. Whereas other people might have tried to connect or had certain motivations because it's been all about the money, whereas for you it's not. The Two of Pentacles comes in to say, okay, things are going to feel a bit different now. Just be ready for that. Be open to a difference of, you know, how this unfolds from here. But you make your decision, you stick to it, and now get ready to adapt to a changing way forward. So let's do your oracle. And this week we are doing the quantum oracle. Pisces, your card. If I can find it. Of course, this is a silly book that's not in alphabetical order, which isn't helpful. And your card this week is Status Quo. This cycle card shows a street where everything is the same. Upright, this card indicates a period of little change for you. It's advisable at this time to maintain the present energies regarding such endeavours as work, relationships, or location. There is value in allowing the momentum of your life to continue on its present path. Although the outer energy remains steady, don't lose sight of the inner work that can be percolating under the surface. The regularities of this time actually allow you to bring more balance into your thoughts and behaviours. Now is a great time to meditate, read and socialise with people of like mind. Let yourself focus on these activities and make them a priority now. If status quo turns up at a time when you are actually going through some significant change, it's telling you to engage in the personal activities that will help you maintain as much inner balance as possible. Remember, the centre of your status quo is always your divine nature. There you go. I think this is about knowing what your core values are and not letting go of those or not compromising your core values. But that doesn't mean there are other parts of you that you can that you do want to let go of or walk away from. Or so yeah, you just you have to adapt to the change of getting to know yourself, because people change and we change as well, and as we change we have to keep going with that connection within ourselves. Thank you guys, thank you so much. As I said, if you are interested in booking, please don't forget the link is in the description now. You can book direct, but also you can still reach out to me via email. So thank you as always. Thank you for your love, your support, your encouragement and your engagement, which I return to you tenfold. I will see you next time. Enjoy the journey.